Msrl Railine tour and the homecoming for the SP-1740. Welcome from Msrl. It has moved locations. This is Beverly, and we're gonna be riding with the crew on the Kittitas Western Scenic Railroad's caboose for their tourist train. Here comes the Milwaukee GP30 355. It's a lovely day out, and we're gonna be having a nice ride with the crew while we're exploring the rail line. Alright, here we go. I guess the railroad already did a lot of work in the area, laying down track and new rail, and the bypass track avoid the Beverly Bridge, because the Beverly Bridge hasn't ran trains on the bridge since the 1980s. So they're not sure if the bridge structure would be safe have a full-size train going over the bridge. So this is the new, and this is one of the industries on the line. So eventually the railroad's gonna head to Hanford and, of course, Saddle Mountain grade. It was a difficult grade for the Milwaukee Road because this line requires helpers up in 1/8. Okay, the train just did a runaround, or the wide track, back behind us. And we're heading back to Beverly. And there's already business. There's already shipping stuff by rail, and they haven't done this since the late 1980s, since the Milwaukee Road was gone. Except the newly formed of the Milwaukee Road of the Milwaukee Southern Railway Lines took over operation after that. Some railroad crossing signals are still being worked on as we speak, so there is a vehicle out flagging the crossing for us. And there's another industry used to serve for the Milwaukee Southern Railway Lines in Elk Valley, called the Cinder Grain Corporation. Is on the right, except this is a different location. So this was another operation. On the left of the screen is the new depot of Beverly, painting the Hiawatha paint scheme, remnants of the gone past era. And this is the yard and the little museum from the Kittitas Western Scenic Railroad. Is a newly formed tourist railroad, and it used to been in Lake Chelan in 1990s, except they didn't make it. So technically they were still around, except now hauling the tourist train. During the harvest season, the Cinder Grain Corporation usually they use the line for the cars, for the grain cars, except right now it's not in the harvest season, and the KWSR use it for storage for their equipment. Yeah, after we had our lunch and the train began to move again, and this time we're heading to a brand new line heading to the town nearby Beverly, Shetjarana. There was never ever was a rail line that went to this town, so this is new to them. When the Milwaukee Road, during its heydays, when they were building their line out this way in Washington, they actually did bypass that town. They never went to it. So all the years and time they were hoping they were gonna have the line going to their town. Except it never happened. The Justin Creek Bridge. And there never was a bridge across this little creek. And we're entering Shenandoah, and this is also the interchange point with the Columbia Basin Railroad. And there's some museum equipment on our right. Eventually is going to head to this. Back in the day in the Beverly, Washington, 1956, the Milwaukee Road Yard and the Beverly Bridge, and the new line of the Milwaukee Southern built. Yeah, there was a lot of history back in the day of the Milwaukee Road, and especially the electrics ran on this very line. Now the railroad has come back. And of course, a special event is taking place. And there's two historic equipment down there sitting on one of the sidings. And there's a lot of people out. Two ex-Southern Pacific locomotives are here. They're going to be honoring the veteran brethren from entering in this yard for a good whistle display for it to become part of the fleet. While we wait, we're checking out the little tiny museum they in place here nearby the locomotive shop. And there's two industrial switchers on display, and with the old wooden coal hoppers. It seems possible. Now, I guess we're not the only ones are here looking at this equipment. And there's one is Warehouse or Timber Company, number 42 and 54, Tacoma Power Company. Most of the equipment we see here is from the collection from the Milwaukee Southern Railway Lines, and some from the Kennetas Western Scenic Railroad. And there's some are marked for Tacoma Eastern Railroad. The railroad don't want to paint over the railroad heritage because it honors that line as well. A train horn has been heard off the distance and it caught our attention, and we got here a nick of a time. Msrl is running two special trains we never knew about. They sounded pretty close, so they are moving. Except not quick on the speed because the train is restricted to 25 to 30 miles per hour. And when they get to the bridge, it's 10 to 15 miles per hour. So it's the line is new, except there's still speed restrictions on the line because they're still doing track work in few places. At this scene, the headlight, it's approaching. Right after two of the Milwaukee Road coaches or old wooden boxcars are been donated with the steam locomotive. And there's the tender of the 1740. Well, I guess we figured there's no whistle blowing from the 3050 or 1922 because the crews are doing servicing on the locomotives, so they didn't have time to greet this special train to come in. The moment we all been waiting for. 1740 is being hauled on a heavy-duty flat car. It was specially made for this type of move. Especially the Milwaukee Southern Railway Lines use this type of car for certain special equipment move. And is following the tail on the Milwaukee Road Noah's 1. Where this locomotive was displayed at, they're really taking care of it, especially the paint job and everything, especially the white walls on the tires, on the drivers, and also the pilot truck. Hey, it looks very nice indeed. Except it's too bad for this locomotive because the other three was blowing their horns and whistle in 1740 couldn't, because this locomotive hasn't since ran since 1990, so it's been in the park for this whole entire time. Now 1740 is in the fleet with the Milwaukee Southern Railway Line steam locomotive collection. And people's gonna have fun with this locomotive once it's gonna get running. And thank you for watching, and thank you for joining with us.